Welcome back to River City Hardball. We're presented by DBAT Jacksonville. I'm your host, Andrew Gibson. And an exciting event that came to Jacksonville last year is coming back once again in 2025. It's the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic being held at the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Stadium. And joining us here today, Director of Operations Ryan Kirkwood and the Vice President of Peak Events is Nathan Wooldridge. Guys, appreciate you joining us. Nathan, I want to start with you first. How exciting has this whole process been? You guys have done events in other cities around the country, but bringing this back to Jacksonville, how exciting is that for you guys?
Yeah, it's extremely exciting. We got our start in 2017 in Frisco, Texas, with our first event there, and then later expanded 2 years later to Round Rock, just outside of Austin, and then last year we launched the Jax Classic here in Jacksonville, in addition to the Las Vegas Classic out in Las Vegas, and we were just talking about this the other day, but the Jax Classic was the smoothest first year we've ever had for an event. Just the city embraced it, the hotels and lodging partners embraced it as just a great first year event, and we're excited to be back for year two.
Ryan, I want to bring you into the conversation here. Tell me about your experience last year and going into this year.
Yeah, so just to be transparent, this is actually my seventh month with Peak Events. So I've actually only seen these tournaments firsthand here, and I'm extremely blessed that Nathan Woodridge, my vice president, and Ryan Holloway, my president, brought me on. It's been an absolute pleasure working with them guys and getting these first two inaugural events off the ground this year.
Nathan, tell me about how you found Jacksonville as to be a part of this event. Tell me about the story of bringing Jacksonville on board.
Great question. We honestly shopped this thing around all over the place. We met with some other Texas locations. We were trying to find a destination city that people want to go to, a highly recruitable area, an area that's going to be in a favorable climate. It's going to provide us a good opportunity to get games in. We explored some big league clubs and realized that was a little bit out of our price range at that time, and so we wanted to find that good location, and after shopping around, so to speak, all around Florida, we met with the Jumbo Shrimp organization, and then city of Jacksonville, and it was great. We base a lot of our where we take these events. We want to be where we're wanted. We want to be where a place is going to embrace it, and from day one, Jacksonville has done that, and that's a key part of why we're here and why we're bringing this event. And we wanted to bring some premier college baseball to the area. I know there's some local universities, but we wanted to bring in some premier teams playing locally, and in addition to the Florida State series that takes place throughout the year, but wanted to bring something in a little earlier and kind of gives the minor league team a good run through prior to their season starting. But there was a lot that went into it, and we landed on Jacksonville, and we're again, it couldn't have been a better first year, so we're excited to continue there.
And Nathan, Virginia was crowned your champion in year one of the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic. That was cool to see those guys. I actually had the opportunity to interview a couple of those guys, and Bradley Hodges is a pitcher from the Jacksonville area. He's on that Virginia staff. He was injured this year, didn't get to play, but still a cool experience. But talk about, just the experience of Virginia winning your first tournament.
Yeah, I was excited when we got Virginia to commit to the event, just because they're historically just a great program. Coach O'Connor's built that into a monster, and to get them to commit really helped us get this event off the ground. They were one of our first key commits for this event, and then we got others to surround that. But yeah, having them come in, I mean, they were, I think, a top five team coming, I think they were number 7 when the event kicked off. We had three top 25 teams at the time. And they were highly touted. We were excited for them to be here. Their staff as a whole is fantastic. Their coaching staff, some of the best to work with. And then we also ran into a day of Friday with some unfortunate weather and had to delay some games, but they were the easiest overall. All 4 coaches were the easiest group of coaches I've ever had to work with in a situation like that. But Coach O'Connor made things super easy. They just wanted to play ball, and that makes things a lot easier from an event management standpoint.
Hey, Ryan, I want to bring you back in for a second. Tell me about your role in all this. What do you provide with the Peak Events Group?
Yeah, so I basically handle all things operations wise. So it's get with the hotels, signage for the event, just coordinating ballpark operations, because for these events, there's a lot that goes into it with, like team host, and we have an individual designated for each team, so they kind of follow them around the city each weekend, I should say. And yeah, it's pretty much operations. Anything operations you can think of for the tournament is what I do.
Nathan, you had mentioned a second ago that Jacksonville was the smoothest operation that you guys had been a part of as far as a first time host. What made it that way?
All around. I mean, the big part of it was the hotels, and the lodging partners there. If things go easy, from a lodging standpoint, everything else tends to kind of fall in place. But in addition to that, just the jumbo shrimp, the facility and staff were great to work with. David Ratz over there, he's been an awesome point of contact to have, and really helped fulfill all the needs that we had coming into the event. There were some hiccups on the front end, which there always are. A new video board being installed, it turned on right before practices started, so a little stressful in that first few days of things. But once first pitch got thrown, things kind of went smoothly after that, which was great.
We're speaking with a couple of gentlemen from Peak Events. They're based out of Texas. They put events on throughout the country, and they're bringing the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic back to Jacksonville in 2025. Virginia won it this past year. The director of operations is Ryan Kirkwood. The VP of Peak Events is Nathan Wooldridge. And well, without further ado, guys, I want to ask you about the 2025 teams that are coming up. You guys are going to announce this officially tomorrow morning at 10, but we're going to drop this right at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, this video that we're doing now. Nathan, I want to give you the floor. Tell me about the teams that are coming to Jacksonville in 2025.
Yeah, so we're excited to be back for year two. Excited for what we consider to be a loaded lineup, and in the college baseball world, these are all high caliber, good teams. And so to kick things off, we got NC State coming down, which is one I'm really excited about, coming off of a College World Series appearance, and I think it's the second one in 4 years for Coach Avent up there, and they're just turning it into a monster ACC program, and having them in this event is exciting. In addition to them, we got Coastal Carolina. So two Carolina schools coming this direction, but Coastal is a power, quote unquote mid-major. I don't even call them a mid-major in the baseball world. They're always there. They just won a World Series title in 2016. So excited to have them. And then rounding things out, we have University of Alabama, which is again, it's been really good as of late. They were a postseason team this year, super regional team last year. Coach Vaughn there is doing great things. I'm really excited where that program's going. And then last but not least, we got the Ohio State coming down. And so they're going through a coaching transition right now with Coach Hare coming over from Campbell. But they're posed to do big things. They were a quality Big Ten last year, and I'm excited to hopefully see them contend for a conference championship this year. But yeah, so it's NC State, Coastal Carolina, Alabama, and Ohio State for our 4-team lineup for this year. It's going to be exciting.
That's outstanding. Ryan, how do you feel about the group of teams that he just mentioned there?
I'm excited. Like Nathan said, I mean, these are all four, top RPI teams that will bring the city of Jacksonville to 121 Financial Ballpark, and looking forward to another great year.
Nathan, what went into selecting the teams that you brought in here for this year?
So when I'm scheduling these things out, these things getting scheduled further and further out, it seems like. So we're getting 3, 4, 5 years in advance, and in some cases. Right now, I'm working on 28, and sometimes I have a couple 29 and 30 commitments for Jacksonville. But to target teams, it's kind of a long play. It's all about the relationships. Coaches have to trust you to be able to come. Yep. And so we've worked over the last 10 years to build relationships with these staffs and these coaches, and we've kind of proven the concept in other locations, so they know that we're going to do a good job. So all that to say, when I'm reaching out to teams, it used to be a lot harder to get teams to come. But now we kind of have a little bit of a reputation of just hosting quality events. And so coaches pick up a little bit more often now, which is great. It makes things a little bit easier. But we target typically I look at RPI based on the last 10 years in a lot of cases, and really try to average that out and really target those top 50 programs, those teams that are historically going to be more than likely going to be a high RPI team. So we want to bring in for the power, quote unquote, I guess Power 4 now. but that's not always the case. Sometimes you're getting three of the four, and then you're bringing in a fourth high quality mid major. So anyway, we targeted ACC was our first target, and once we got NC State, that was able to pull on Coastal Carolina. Coach Gilmore, who was at Coastal, had a good relationship with Coach Avent, so that worked out well. And then having those two good teams made it really easy to go pull on a quality Big Ten. And then also a quality SEC. That just makes things tremendously easier. But NC State was the first one to give us the go ahead for this year, and that really helped us build around them.
I know, speaking from the Jacksonville perspective, I'm pretty heavily involved in the baseball community here, and I've had people ask me if Jacksonville University or North Florida or Edward Waters, any of those local teams, will they ever be a part of this event? Do you have an answer for those people?
I'm not sure. They could potentially. Again, it goes back to just the RPI focus on postseason success. So we want this event to be a regional type atmosphere, so a postseason like experience in the early season, and so what we need is those teams to maybe make a little bit of a couple postseason runs, and then we pull them over into this event. But that's not to say we may not host an additional event, and get those guys in here. We're working on maybe what we call a high caliber mid-major type event with bringing in some premier mid-major teams like Army and Air Force and some other teams like that Jacksonville could be a good landing spot for that. So I don't want to rule it out. I would love to figure out a way to do that, to really pull on the local fans there. The hard part is just it's neutral site RPI has become such a factor in postseason selection that it's got to be a factor in scheduling as well.
No question about that, and that's definitely something you have to weigh either side of that equation for sure. Final few moments here with you guys. Ryan, I want to go back to you. Is there a specific team that you're looking forward to seeing most down here in the Jacksonville area? You said you've got Alabama, Ohio State, Coastal Carolina, NC State. Any team that you've got an eye on that you're looking forward to most?
Yeah, I'm excited to see Coach Vaughn and the Alabama group come down and just show what the program's going to be about. I think Coach Vaughn's going to come in and turn this program around, and they're going to be a top RPI team for years to come. So I'm excited to see them in Jacksonville next year.
Nathan, final question. I'll let you guys go. What has been the reception of the tournaments that you guys have been putting on with Peak Events, as far as Jacksonville specifically? I mean, what have been the reaction, the reception from the coaches that you guys have hosted and the coaches that you guys are bringing in now?
Yeah. No, great question. We have on our last day of our tournament every year for each tournament that we host, we ask the coaches in their final presser what their experience has been. And we have all of those clips posted on all of our social channels. But the feedback for Jacksonville was some of the best. Coach O'Connor mentioned specifically that it was more regional like than any other tournament he's been in, and Coach Thompson at Auburn said the same thing. Just how it's ran from an operational standpoint is second to none, and just the hospitality aspect, that's our bread and butter. That's what we try to do is really try to roll out the red carpet for these teams and give them that postseason like experience in the early season. And I think we're the best at it. Our moniker, our hashtag is the best outside of Omaha, and the reason for that is we want to provide the best experience for the fans and the student athletes and coaches, second only to the College World Series in Omaha. And that was our vision about 8 or 9 years ago when we started this thing, and I think we have done a good job of executing that. And then as we continue to grow and add new events, and we want to continue to build on that, and the city of Jacksonville has been nothing but the best for that. It's exemplified everything we wanted it to be. The fan turnout last year was great, even despite some inclement weather on Friday, but then beautiful Saturday, Sunday days. So yeah, we're excited to watch it grow and have great teams committed to come in future years, and hopefully we can get this thing maybe a couple sellouts in the future.
So you have Alabama, Ohio State, Coastal Carolina, and NC State coming to Jacksonville in 2025. Tell people the dates. When is the tournament?
Oh man, you put me on the spot right there.
It's all right.
I just drawn a blank. So week 2 of the college baseball season, which is February 21st to the 23rd. There we go. it's these all these events are running together on me, so I apologize there. But yeah, February 21st to the 23rd. We had a call earlier this morning on talking softball, and they start even earlier than baseball, so it's got my
Yes, they
dates
do.
all messed up. But yeah, February 21st to the 23rd, there in Jacksonville, week 2 of the college baseball season.
And as we wrap up, I'll ask you the same question I asked Ryan. Is there any specific team that you may have more of a relationship than others that are coming here, or a team that you're looking forward to most? He said Alabama. What do you got?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm excited to see all of them. All of these coaches are fantastic to work with, and I just love building relationships with these guys. If I had to pick one, just because I'm just excited to see them as Coastal. I'm excited to see them play. The last time I saw them was when they hosted a trophy in Omaha. I was there for that, watching them face Arizona, and to see them finally get them in our event at this point. I'm excited to see them play, because they're going to be a good team. All 4 of these teams are going to be good teams. It's going to be some great baseball in Jacksonville in week 2.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it. I can't wait. It's coming in February. I do this show as a podcast during the baseball offseason for high school and college, but we're on 1010XL Sports Radio from February through June, sometimes July. So we'll definitely have you guys on once again as we get closer and talk about the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic. Director of Operations Ryan Kirkwood, Vice President of Peak Events Nathan Wooldridge, joining us here on River City Hardball. Thanks for a few minutes of your time today, guys. We're looking forward to it in February.
Yeah, no, appreciate you having us. And fans can find more information at jackscbc.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or excuse me, X and Facebook and Instagram. It's just at jackscbc. We're giving away a ton of tickets and a ton of discounts and things like that. So just stay tuned.
Ryan and Nathan, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew.